Good evening, everybody. This is David Traylor of the Traylor Law Firm coming to you from, I'm at Oak Lawn and 35 right now. I just left my office, picked up some paperwork. It's a Sunday night, and I think today I want to talk about probation and the probation officers and how to deal with them and what they expect. So we'll talk about that. First thing you need to know is probation officers, if they've got any experience at all. If they've got no experience, they're kind of afraid. They're still learning the job. But rest assured, whatever tricks you might try on them, they'll quickly figure out. They'll have some help from their co-workers, and they'll get it addressed. So don't try to take advantage of a new one. It's just going to get you in trouble. But they kind of come to expect several types of people. They expect people who will come in there for the first probation meeting and listen and maybe not even look like they're interested, and maybe not even look like they're going to do anything, because in fact they will not do anything and they will not show up again. They'll never do a bit of their probation. They'll wait for a warrant to be issued, and then they'll deal with that by sitting the case out. That's one thing they see. That's just the type of person they can expect to see on a reliable, on a consistent basis. So the second type of person they can expect to see is the exact opposite of that. That's a person who will come in there and take everything seriously. They'll be kind of nervous about their probation. Maybe it's their first time being on probation, and they really want to have the benefits of getting their case dismissed if it's deferred, or just putting the case behind them if they avoided a prison or a jail sentence. And they want to get their probation done, and they want to do it well. Well, those are the people that the probation officer likes. That's going to make their job easier. And so they see some of those. But the other person they see, and this may be even more common, is the person who's been through the probation system before. They know what to expect. They kind of know some of the games that are played, and they even know a little bit about what they can get away with, and they're going to try to push those boundaries, push the envelope as much as they can, because they want to get through probation with a minimum of disruption to their lifestyle. Because let's face it, probation can be a disruption to your lifestyle. It certainly is a disruption to your income, because it's expensive. You have to pay for things on probation. It's certainly a disruption to the amount of free time you have, because there are things you have to complete on probation that take time and effort. And then you have to meet with your probation officer. I mean, it's not easy to complete a probation successfully. So people will try to cut corners and pull the wool over the eyes of the probation officer. The probation officer can often spot these people and know who's going to be a problem, and kind of look out for them. And so I think what I tell clients is that they want to be kind of the teacher's pet of the probation officer. They want to be the person who gets glowing reports, so that if and when it comes time to get off early, which is a possibility in many probations, sometimes you'll have signed conditions that say that there will not be any early termination for probation. But barring that, in many cases, it's possible to get off early. And when it comes time to petitioning to get off early, if you've got a real good report from your probation officer, they've got nothing but glowing things to say about you because you've done everything you're supposed to do, and you've done it early, or you've done it on time, then you're going to have a lot better shot at getting off your probation early. Now, there are some judges who seem lately to have a blanket policy of not letting people off of probation early, and I disagree with that, because it's something that's provided for in the law. And when something's provided for in the law, the judge, I think, has an obligation and a duty to consider whether the particular person has fulfilled the conditions and the things necessary to be considered for early release, and actually consider them for that, not just make a blanket policy that they don't do that. That's not upholding the laws of the state of Texas. So the ones who do that probably would just say, no, that's not my blanket policy. I consider every case on a case-by-case basis, and I just don't grant these. Well, again, I think that's a problem. But that said, what I'm really talking about here is being able to get favorable treatment if and when you need it. And it's not only for early release from probation. It's also if some problem crops up. If you have dirty UAs, a dirty UA, or more than one, or you have missed reports, or you have failure to complete some of your terms, or you pick up a new charge, the cleaner and better you've been on your probation terms and on your probation completion, and the longer you've done that for, the better off you're going to be when someone who's making a decision against you or for you on your case is coming to that decision point, and they'll have a better feeling about you, a better idea of what you've put into this, and they'll be more likely to cut you a break, in my opinion. So it's good to go in with a succeeding mindset, a success mindset on your probation. And it's also good, I always tell my clients this, it's also good to consider your probation officer to be a partner in completing your probation. Because if you consider them to be that way, and you treat them that way, then it's more likely that they're going to treat you that way themselves. And that can only be good. Whereas if you go in and you treat them as an obstacle to be overcome, or somebody to be tricked, and they get that sense, they're not as likely to cut you a break or give you a better deal, or recommend or suggest a better outcome for you. So that's just a little bit of it. I said that being on probation is not easy, because it's not. It takes a lot to get through these things and get the grab the brass ring, so to speak, and get the benefit of coming out the other side, either with no jail or prison time, or no conviction, depending on which kind of probation you do. I've got plenty more information. If you want to call and ask questions about an individual case, you can always call me. The number's 214-382-0900, and we're at the Trailer Law Firm, trailerlawfirm.com online. You can always leave a comment here. Find us on Facebook. But yeah, call if you have any questions, or talk to us, chat with us, whatever the case is, and we can try to guide you through any problems you might be having on this. Also, if you like what you've seen in this video, please click the like button. It's only fair. And then also subscribe so you can get more of our content. So do those things. And as I always like to say, it's only a free country if you're not in jail. So try to stay out of trouble. But if you get into trouble, call us and we'll see what we can do to help or advise you. Take care, everybody.